As an American living in Norway, I realized there's some benefits to life here that I honestly never expected. So here are 5 unexpected benefits of living in Norway as an American. And the first one being free education. So here in Norway, all education is free, whether that's high school, middle school, and even university. Now, when I heard this, I could not believe hearing that, because in the US, if you do want to go to college, it can be quite expensive, right? Depending on what you go to, what school you go to, it is expensive. And a lot of people do have to take out loans because they can't afford that. And it can put a burden on you, right? It can make you stressed out. You're gonna have to pay it back. So it can cause definitely some struggles. But in Norway, I just could not believe it's free. And I think that is such a great thing to have, because education is important in my opinion. It's very important. And to be able to offer that to students at free, you know, they can study, they don't have to worry about paying it back. And it just feels so equal, right? No matter who you are, no matter how much money you make, you're gonna get free education for your kids. Unbelievable to hear that you don't have to pay, you know, $30,000, $40,000. You basically have to pay maybe like a very, very small fee and then cover a couple things. You know, also that creates less competition, less pressure to do well. Of course, you should try and do well, but you're not going to be financially pressured. So that's just great. All right, and the second benefit about living here is how much support you get from the government. And when I first heard about this, I was shocked, because there are a couple things that you get from the government. The first one being unemployment benefits. So when you're unemployed and you're looking for a job, you actually get paid from the government to maybe support you while you're looking for a job, cover a couple bills. And I heard it's not that much, but it's definitely enough to support a couple of things. And that was just amazing to hear, that you literally get money from the government while you're looking for a job. I just thought that is so smart. And the next thing is maternity leave for both parents. Now, I've only heard about it for one parent, but apparently when you're having kids, both the parents get to take off time to take care of their baby, which is just incredible, right? Then both are present, they can fully focus on their kid, and it doesn't have to be imbalanced, you know? The next one is sick leave. So when you're sick, you still get paid, which that was mind-blowing. I mean, getting paid while you're sick, that is definitely very interesting. And I thought that was a great benefit you get. And there's also just a lot of safety from the government, right? If something goes wrong, you'll get free health care. There's just a lot of systems in place to support people, which it's great to have a society where if something goes wrong, you do get support from your government. Those are a couple benefits that really surprised me. Another benefit I didn't expect to notice is how strong the economic stability is here. So in Norway, you won't see extreme wealth or extreme poverty. Everyone is pretty much equal. You know, no one is trying to show off their wealth or show off how much money they have. People are living equally, just calm, respectful people that don't think they're better than each other. And what I felt like I saw in the US was, I feel like there was a very big gap between, you know, the very rich and then the very poor, and there was people having to work multiple jobs. So seeing in Norway how everyone is equal, and you know, we're living in an equal society where you don't need to have a ton of money to live a comfortable life, right? You can have a normal amount of money and it's acceptable, and no one's going to judge you based on if you have a lot of money or if you don't have a lot of money. And the next benefit that really was unexpected for me was the work-life balance. And I think this again is just so incredible to have, because one, you get 5 weeks of vacation here, which when I heard that, I could not believe that that was true. That is just incredible to hear. And you get paid. You don't have to work all the time. You can go home. You can be out with your friends, family. And I think Norway nails this, because what I've observed is when I'm walking around, I see people at restaurants, at bars, just out, and they're not checking their phone. They're not answering work emails. After their work is done at maybe 3, 4 p.m., they're on to the next thing. They're on to their personal life, which is so important, right? If you want to have a good life balance, you have to have that strict divide between work and your personal life, or else you're not going to be able to enjoy your life. Because, you know, life is not all about working. Life is about enjoying yourself and spending time with people you love. So I think that was a great benefit of being in Norway, is you're not constantly pressured to work all the time. So I think that's another great benefit. Coming from the US, I feel like people do tend to work a lot and not as much focus on their personal life. Of course, people do, right? I'm not saying everyone doesn't, but I feel like where I was from in California, that was common for people to not really take the time to focus on the personal life, which is not a criticism, it's just what I observed. So I think that's another great benefit of Norway. Now, the last one might be small, but I think it is so efficient. And that one is everything being connected through your phone. Whether that's paying bills, paying taxes, booking appointments, everything is done through your phone and it's easy. It's all connected through this bank in Norway. Everything you sign into has to be through your bank ID, which you get once you register, or if you're born here, you get that automatically. But I think it is such a time saver because you don't have to look through all these documents or go to all these websites and spend so much time trying to find something. It's just all there for you in one place. And I never experienced something like this until I came to Norway. And I just thought, wow, every country should adopt this because you know the struggles of having to look for certain documents. It's like you lose it and then you gotta go find it. It takes you hours. But here in Norway, no, it's just all on your phone and it's so simple, so calm. I think that is a small thing, but it's really efficient about Norway. Norway has some great benefits, whether that's the safety net set in place, to free healthcare, to free education. It just brings up your life of quality so much. And I've honestly felt that since being here. You really do get an amazing quality of life. And I've heard this consistently across Scandinavian countries and across Europe is the quality of life is so high because, especially in Scandinavia, you have all these great benefits set in place that really help your life. So those were some that very unexpected to me as an American, but now that I've heard about them and learned about them, I think they're amazing. So thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed, make sure you go down there, hit the like button, leave a comment, make sure you subscribe because we're going to be dropping many more cool videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day, night, morning, evening, whenever you're watching this. Nicolas signing off. Peace.